Hi, I'm Gareth Davies, and I'm going to have to change my heated grips on my MASH 50. Basically, this heated grip failed, so I'm going to have to remove it. Don't know how difficult it'll be because I stuck them on with chemical metal, well, plastic padding, the British version. I've got to take off the end mirrors, got to undo the switch box, and then it should come off that side. This side is proper stuck on, so I don't know how easy that will be. So first thing is remove the mirror. I'm not sure how hard that will be because I did it with a socket. Finding something that fits is what's going to be crucial. Oh. So I bought the cheapest set I could find from eBay for £12 something. Oh dear, not good. My insert. Just got unthreaded, but the question is, where did that Allen key go? I can't actually get that out, but I will need that Allen key. I suppose working live is this, that's what we're gonna get things going wrong. Which is fine, I found my Allen key anyway. So let's see if we can get that to release its mechanism. So what I'm doing is putting the stuff and tapping the bolt in the middle, hoping that will release this insert. Which it has. Excellent. Well, I've got to be careful with this because I don't want 7 years bad luck. Put it down there where it can't fall. There we are. Right, the next one is to take the plastic switch box off, which is screwdrivers. We've got a nice set of screwdrivers, but most of them are hex, so it's quite annoying. So eventually I might actually find one that is a screwdriver. Yesterday morning I was doing my uni study notes, and I record them so I can watch them and get the information off video. And it was live, and I had more viewers than I ever did before on a live stream. I had 51 viewers, and I was like, wow. But unfortunately, it wasn't supposed to be live. So I thought I'd do the same this morning. And hopefully have the same results. There's the other one. Now I stuck the grip to the plastic insert, plastic padding. But apparently the insert slides off if you remove this and the cable joining it. So where's the cable? I see. There we are. Well, that wasn't too difficult. Still got all the screws, luckily. Right, so this is my £12 so many pennies China hand grips. They look fine to me. So I've got a nice grip pattern, which is why I selected them, and the price. As you see, it's got a new thing that goes into that switch, so that fastens to the either the bottom of the brake lever is what it says on the packet, but I might put it on screw, I don't know yet. One thing I noticed is this is a braided sleeve, and this is a rubber coated. Now technically that is the only one that was broken on the old system, so I could take this plug off, put the old-fashioned Chinese plug back on, and that should be done, both working on the old on-tour system. So nice. That's down like that. That, yeah. I'll have to do that in a minute, apparently. So on the box it says the wire cable should be 15 degrees from vertically down. So the first thing we want in is the throttle cable. Bit of a fiddle. There's the hole. There we are. Back up to position. Now they do have caps on the end, so see how this would go then. So that's 15 degrees down. Well, I suppose it's all set by the location hole. There we are. So I suppose that would be alright there. Or would it be? No, I don't think they'd have it sticking out like that. Must be tucked back like that. That's what we'll do then. Right, where's that first hole? I hate putting down screws because I will lose them. I lose everything. I've ordered a handlebar switch to put power to the heated plugs. It's an illuminated switch because MASH 50 doesn't generally have illuminated switches. They generally have a torch on the helmet to see the controls. It's not the hole. Where's this hole? That'll be it. Oh, I wonder if I don't want that there. I don't know. I'll try it on the bottom one of the brake lever like it says on the box. I'm sure that'll be fine. Right, now I've got to get the throttle cable plate into place. Elvis, can you not bark on stream, please? Right, we need something to undo that. It's a bit small. A bit big, but it'll do. Where's the... I don't say I haven't put that back properly. And there it is. That's a slip instead of undo it. It's worth trying that. Just wasn't the right size in between. Manual. Manual. Oh, let's see how the stream's going. Well, I've got a couple of people this morning. Hello, people. Nice to have you aboard. I'm Gareth Davies, the channel's Crown and Crow. Let's see if we can. There we are. Yeah. Oh, we've got to do the mirror. never checked how hard to get these end caps off are. They're not too difficult. Flush very well. So the mechanism is like a raw plug. There we are. That's why when taking it off I looked a bit worried, because I didn't want to lose the insert inside the handlebars. What kind of angle do I want this? We are there. I think that's about right. I'm wondering, spinning around inside the handlebar at the moment. I think it was actually. Yeah, it's just me worrying. They're very nice, these mirrors. You just put them and you get a nut for width, because the ones here come up like that. They don't go past my shoulders, but them being here are fully adjustable. You can fold them away. You can fold them away all the way, but that blocks the lever and makes it hard to manoeuvre the bike. So just keep an eye on the bolts so they're tight. There's bolts on the end to put them in, and bolts there to hold the spring. So that's the first side done. Now can we see the other side on the camera? We can. Should I adjust? Maybe we could just turn the wheel like that. How's that look? A bit high actually. Let's see if I can get you to dip down a bit. There we are. Not as many viewers as yesterday morning. There was 51. It's telling me there's only one at the moment, so that's a little disappointing. That's why I did early morning. But maybe that was a Monday morning. I thought this would be more like the Good Morning Show, you know, well, morning breakfast TV. But maybe being uni, people were expecting more uni. Maybe they're not interested in working on the motorbike. Who knows? But thank you for watching, whoever's watching. Well, this blizzard from the east doesn't seem to have turned up yet, unfortunately. I was looking forward to doing another snow video, but because when my ouchie and my helmet connected to my mobile phone, it took off the Bluetooth and left us soundless, which was really disappointing because I was yabbering away all the way through the video, and well, we don't have a. This is going to be a difficult one now, then, because this one's stuck on. I'm not sure how easy it will be to pry it away. That's a star. That's no good. There's a big build-up of plastic padding there. Now this one is actually, well, it's stuck to that good and proper, isn't it? But it did rotate, so maybe if I undo the switch box, it'll slide off easier. Well, my choke is on this one, so I've still got a cable. Adjust that a bit. Just move the screwdriver. One holds the cable clamp as well. Right, let's see if we can get this to, well, the bottom separated all right. Oh, that one's separated. But now we should be able to. So it looks like all the plastic padding pushed to the end and stuck to the switch box. Previously I tried Permatex sealant, which we can see here. And now we'll pop that off to make it a bit easier. I'm glad that came off. It would have been a complete disastrous stream if I wasn't able to release it. Now I don't have anything to stick them with, unfortunately, at the moment. I'm going to have to order something. Where's the other grip anyway? Oh, I wanted to show you this. So this is particularly nice. So there's the control box. Obviously that gets tucked away out the way. No switches on it or anything. But the switch is a really nice design. It's just there. It's a up-down slider. So that's quite nice. Now I'll put these wires underneath. So there. Now it says not to rotate them aggressively because they will break. Wondering if to try some damping grease for installation. I wonder where my damping grease is. So damping grease turned out to be when I did my swing arm bearings, and when I checked the grease afterwards when doing my axles, the grease had evaporated. But that meant it's good for fitting things, and then it disappears. So hopefully it will dry off, and well, that wasn't aggressive anyway, but we might have to clean that a bit more to get it to slide on. That's what I do. This might be the silliest idea ever, putting a bit of damping grease on. But as you saw, it was quite difficult to push on. So these China ones are 7/8 of an inch, not the 25mm ones, which I worried about because obviously having the plastic insert, I was thinking, well, 7/8 is not going to fit over the throttle insert, but obviously it has its own insert. I'm just wondering how far what needs to go. I suppose it's to that point there. Oh, that does have to come off, doesn't it? Because I've got a mirror to put in. That feels about the same. Right, see if we can get this back together. Just get it to tuck in around the choke. Oh, we're having trouble here. I think it might be the bottom part of the insert having trouble. Right, there we are. I'll try to lever that to swing up. That seems alright, doesn't it? Now there's the classic mistake that I was worrying about. The screws. Why did that have to happen? Where did I lose them? I found them. That wasn't so bad. I think that's the thing on my channel. Just losing the parts. All the tools that I just literally had. Seems to be the theme. Which is quite annoying for myself, but probably quite amusing for you. Right, now we'll get the choke cable retainer. There's the hole for that. There we go. Oh, well, that would have been nasty if I caught myself there. There we are. Indicator horn, good. Truck's moving, good. Change temperature, good. Right, where's the wing mirror? Go in. Oh, it did go in. Very nice. I'm wondering whether I should bother with the electrics yet, as I ordered one of these switches for putting power to it. This switch is not so good. It's all plastic down here, it broke away. So that does my side lights on my indicators to add some extra lighting. So I might abandon that switch. That one does the ouchie. I haven't done a video on the ouchie yet, so we'll have to do that soon. So I wanted to try it, find out all the ins and outs of it. Yeah, that weather outside sounds torrential. There we are. Oh. Or should we just say, way? There we are. So that's the hand grips fitted. Heat selector there, nice and easy. Nice fit, good size for my hands. Should we do, let's see where this wiring's going. So, one to go down that loom, one to go down to that loom. And in behind the headlight. Now I could add it to this switch for the ouchie, because there is wiring there for it. I could run my own wiring with a new switch next time. Or I could pull it from the wiring on the old system, which we may as well take off now actually, to keep the stream going. And there's some more cable ties after this. Well, that's a clip there. Right, that's removed from there. And now I have to get an Allen key to fit the headlight. Well, that's quite lucky. I suppose they've got their own switch, haven't they? Or does that just switch it down to low is the question. Now these coloured switches are quite difficult to wire up. You see 3 wires and you think, oh, I can just put 2 wires together and act them as one. It doesn't work that way. They actually need their own individual power source for them to work. It was quite complex to get them to switch and for the light to come on, but I managed to work it out. But a standard person just connecting up would not have it switching and putting the light on. I can't remember what the circuit was, or I'll tell you now. There's that, there's that, no. There's the power. Could you see? Oh, so we've got the power line to it. We can use them pigtails there. That makes life easier. No, I haven't actually got them connected at the battery because I wanted a switch. But I'm glad of the 2-pin plugs, the China plugs, because they're always useful. Pop these Allen keys back into the holders. Unfortunately, when I run a power, I run individual powers for each thing, so I don't lose everything in the same circuit and I know which one's failed. Don't have a fuse box, unfortunately. It's got to have inline fuses. So you've got to have, you know, this coming from the battery with a fuse in, go to the switch, and then to the item. So now we're wanting this. Wondering where it can go through without causing a problem. Well, we can slip it through, undo the plug, and then that should all slide through quite easily. But there's not massive amounts of room between the headstock, but it should be enough to get that in. And then that can be plug the control box back in. There we are. Red there, where's the black? The black's not going through. There it is. Oh. Nice. Some heat shrink and some solder, and we'll have it all connected up. I haven't got a fuse is the only problem, because it's a mini fuse, and my old workshop shed, people got in there and took all things like boxes of miniature fuses and stuff. So I don't have any, and I don't think the local garage stocks any in either. So they'll have to wait for a fuse to be powered up. Right, I need my soldering iron, that's over there. Oh, nobody's watching. Everybody's riveted. That's a proper shape. Guess they had to go to work. We'll just have to wait for the soldering iron to heat up. Full power. Check its tips tight. There we are. You've got to be so careful with these internet soldering irons. Big Clive, the electrical guy, looked at this design. They have a mains live wire up the metal shaft, so very dangerous for electrocuting yourselves. So you've got to be very careful. I saw Crash Bang Bikers had just put some Oxford ones on for, I think they cost about £120. So these for £12, I'm very happy. And I should keep my Oxford gloves nice and warm, because after an hour my fingers are absolutely frozen. Do you mind not barking for the stream, please? We are streaming, darling. Right, so I need to cut the wire back, get some heat shrink on. That one. There we are. Heat shrink. A CD heat shrink. A bit better than normal heat shrink, unless you've made a mistake and you want to get it off. There's adhesive inside, and that sticks it and seals the connection. So that's very nice. It's about £20 a packet compared to the cheaper products. Cut off what you need, pop it back in the packet. I always prefer to do proper wiring. That way reduces the chance of clips and plugs failing. Right, where do I put that solder? There's the solder. The flux is in the solder, so I don't have to worry about pot flux. But is it hot enough yet? Yeah, we're hot enough. So first thing is to tin the end of the wires, which is not connecting together. Just put solder onto each end of each connector. Oh, I've got the red one to do. Trouble with soldering is you need 3 arms, if not 4. Right, now we've got them together, we've just got to use these 4 arms that I don't have, hold everything together. Remember to put the heat shrink on before soldering them together. Now for the black one. There we are. Switch that off. Right, I need a lighter to melt the heat shrink. Always put the heat shrink well away from the solder joint so it doesn't shrink before its intended time. Right, I'll be back 2 seconds. So now just using a lighter to heat the heat shrink, which causes it to melt the glue and shrink the heat shrink so it's a tight fit. Do it 360 all the way around the heat shrink. Obviously you have to be careful. You have got petrol in that can right next to you because it's a motorbike. If you've got any leaking petrol, the whole thing will go up. Right, that's the electricals done, apart from the fuse. So we'll just pop all that back in there and see if we can get it to meet up to its fastening washers. Fastening washers, that would be a new invention. Trouble is you've got all the back of the headlight and stuff. Oh, I'm having a bit of difficulty. It's in a little inch gap that you've got to get the headlight mount, and it's a little centimetre stubby Allen key. Right, what did I do? Oh, don't drop that. Don't think it was. I'm slipping if it was. Maybe a different one will do. Yeah, that feels better. So we just got to get this side to line up, which is moving the plastic shroud around until it grips. It's a lot easier using 1/4 inch. Oh, it's actually slipping quite bad. 1/4 inch socket Allen key. Fits a lot better. So please like, comment, subscribe and share. And if you're on a mobile, I think people can hype, but maybe not for me, because maybe I've not got 1,000 subscribers, so I don't know if that applies to me. But it's a shame this didn't have the live viewers that they normally do, because 51 yesterday for not meaning to be streaming, and then today streaming and not getting the viewers. Slightly not what was hoped. But maybe that was a Monday morning thing. Well, thanks for watching. I'm Gareth Davies. My dog's Elvis Presley, reincarnated. And thanks for watching. And hopefully see you next time. We've got to do a video on this ouchie. It's actually quite nice. I've used it for a long time now. Tested it. Very impressed. See, ouchie C9. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.